Hey there, it's Emma here. I'm a personal trainer, yoga teacher, Reiki master, and health coach. And I really love to help women get back into exercise. And I think for a lot of women, the reason why they stop exercising is because it's such a masculine, go hard, go home kind of energy. And I'm here to bring a more feminine side to doing your regular exercise. And today I wanted to talk a bit about moon mapping and how following the phases of the moon can really help to transform your life and help you to really live the best version of your life, and a little bit about how that helps with exercise. So, 4 reasons why mapping the moon or knowing where the moon is in the world or in the sky helps us. So the first thing is it really helps us understand our energy levels, and that our energy levels do ebb and flow, not just throughout the month, but also throughout the day and also throughout the year. And, it's always changing. And particularly when it comes to exercise, but also things like, planning our social lives or, keeping up with all the kids and work and everything else, we're kind of led to believe that we're supposed to be going at hardcore levels all the time. And it's just not possible. So like the moon ebbs and flows, there's 4 main cycles of the moon. So there's the new moon when it looks dark to us, we can't see the moon. Then there's the waxing phase of the moon where it starts to build up into a fuller picture. Then there's the full moon, and then we start to wane down towards the new moon again. We have those kind of energy levels as well. And we tend to follow the moon. If we are following our natural rhythm, our energy levels will follow along with the moon. So during the new moon cycle, we'll have a little bit less energy. During the full moon, we tend to have more energy, and everything in between. So when we know what the moon's doing and we can plan according to the moon, it means that we're going to be using our energy levels at the best level possible, which means we kind of conserve energy when we need to and expend energy when we need to as well. Of course, we can't perfectly plan everything. A great example was just yesterday was a new moon, but it was also a family member's birthday. So I wasn't going to stay home and go, it's the new moon, I'm not going to celebrate. But it helped me plan around that and go, well, the night before I was invited out, it wasn't as big an occasion. So I decided to stay home so I'd have more energy for my family member's birthday during the new moon. So that's the first reason I think moon mapping is really great, because it helps us plan our social lives, helps us plan our exercise, it helps us plan all sorts of things, even things like gardening if you're into gardening. The second reason I love to use moon mapping is because it helps me understand other people. So before I knew about the moon and how it influences us and how it influences our energy levels, I didn't understand that, around the time of the full moon, people can get really anxious and really worried, and that can mean they're maybe ruder than they normally are, or they don't say yes to things as much as they normally do, or they just seem a little bit off. And if we don't know what's going on with the moon, we can take that personally and think it's something that we did. So when we understand the moon cycles, we can be understanding of when people want to stay home because it's the new moon and they don't have much energy, or we can understand that it's the full moon, it might be making them feel a little bit anxious, a little bit crazy, or we can understand that maybe it's a great time to invite friends around in the waxing phase because we're starting to build energy, we're starting to build confidence. So I love how moon mapping helps me not only understand my own energy levels, but also helps me understand other people a little bit better. The third reason I really love to use moon mapping is it's great for people who don't have a menstrual cycle. So it might be that you don't have one for a medical reason, it might be that you are post-menopause or you're perimenopause, so it's not regular, or perhaps you don't have the female reproductive system but you do identify as female. Then this gives you an opportunity to understand your moods and how they change and flow. So before there was widespread electricity, all women used to get their periods during the new moon. That was just how it worked because bodies were more in tune to nature. But now with interference from electricity and staying up late and too much stress, our menstrual cycles aren't as regular or aren't as in tune to the moon as they used to be. So when you don't have a period, you are able to use the moon cycles to help you understand your moods, your times when you need to relax, the times when you used to ovulate, which is when you have more energy, and times when you used to get your period, which is when you didn't have as much energy. So the new moon relates to the menstrual cycle, like having your period, and the full moon relates to ovulation. So it can be a really great way to help us track our moods and help us understand, oh, I'm feeling a bit kind of antsy at the moment. That might be because it's coming up to the new moon. So it can be really, really helpful for people who don't have a menstrual cycle anymore. And the fourth reason why I think moon mapping can be so transformative and help us really live our best lives is because it's of that spiritual side. It helps us understand that we are part of the universe, and the moon's up there doing its thing no matter what's going on in our lives. And the moon, is always full, even though sometimes we can only see some of it or none of it. So it reminds us that we're a small speck of what's going on in the world. And it also helps us to tune into sort of magic and mystery and intention setting and all those kind of feminine practices that have often been left behind in the past. It helps us really to tap in and understand that, there are times for rituals, there are times to check in, there are times to release and forgive throughout the month. And it gives us those opportunities to do those rituals, to check in, and to really see that we are part of something bigger. And that's the other reason why I love moon mapping. So thanks for watching this video all about 4 reasons why I think moon mapping is absolutely amazing. And if you haven't already, I invite you to download my free exercise plan that's in line with the moon phases. So it helps you to choose exercise that lines up with the energy that you will probably have throughout the moon phases. So there's 4 different videos and you get access to those instantly and completely for free. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I post every day on my stories what part of the moon cycle we're in, so you know which exercise plan to follow.